Youth Devotions of the Week with Becca.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Youth Devotions of the Week. Welcome, we are on our second episode of our third series looking at prayer. Now I'd like to point out that I'm not that old. I know I'm not as young and cool as you lot, but I'm not actually that old. But when I was at school, we did have mobile phones, right? But they were kind of like the drug dealer style bricks. And it was all done on credit. And that meant that we couldn't very often use them to phone each other. You could text on them, but I have 300 texts a month. That's not very many if you think there's no internet on the phone. So you could only call people really on their home phone. I don't even have a home phone now. And I don't know many people that use their home phone. Well, actually my dad uses his home phone, but he's kind of old. But what you'd have to do is if you wanted to talk to somebody, you'd have to call up their home phone. You'd have no idea who was going to answer it. Most of the time, it was like a mum or an older sibling. And you'd have to work out how to talk to them like that, which was so annoying if you were trying to call boys. Obviously, I wouldn't know that. And then your home phone would ring sometimes and you'd have to answer the phone and you would genuinely have no idea who was going to be on the other end of it. Like I said last week, there were 3 of us in our household. It could be my brother's friends, my sister's friends, or my friends. And sometimes it was weird and awkward. I remember so many of my male friends at school would complain all the time because they really liked this girl, they were really crushed on this girl, they'd put on like this sexy phone voice, they'd call the home phone and their dad would pick up. Imagine the girl you like having to talk to her father on the phone. And more often than not, if that man didn't like the way the conversation was going or didn't like the sound of the guy, he hung up straight away. It happened to a lot of my male friends at school. It was a little bit weird. Every time you rang up your friend, you had no idea who was going to answer the call. It was a tough time to be alive, let me tell you. And I know you're thinking, Becca, why are you telling us about your old phone calls? Well, let me tell you why. Unlike phone calls when I started secondary school, the idea of prayer is that it's not a mystery. And when Jesus teaches us how to pray, he teaches us to start by acknowledging who we're speaking to. Our Father. I know there are so many of us who have bad stories or difficult situations surrounding the idea of a father. And I also know a lot of people who have amazing, incredible fathers. Whatever your relationship looks like, or lack of relationship looks like with your biological father, it's important to know that the father that you're speaking to in prayer is a good father. He's your father. And he cares about his children. He provides for them. He protects them. He gives them an identity and a family. So when you pray, try thinking about who you're praying to. And if actually you find it's hard for you to imagine God as a good father based on what your earthly father might look like, then try this. Jesus said he only did what he saw his father doing and only said what he heard his father saying. So in the goodness of Jesus, we can see the goodness of God the Father. So why not start prayer by taking out the mystery of who you're talking to? You're not randomly calling out, hoping that anybody will hear you, or hoping that the right person hears your call. You are speaking to our Father, and he is good. Matthew 6:9. Our Father in heaven. Start your prayer life by knowing who you're speaking to.
Jesus, I thank you that you are a good father. And I thank you that no matter what our earthly father looks like, that doesn't change for us. And we thank you that when we call out, that it's you who hears us, that we can know in confidence that we are praying to our good father. And we lift up those in our communities, those listening to this, those in our church who don't know their earthly fathers, or the idea of a good father's been tainted. And we just pray that they would come to know you as a good father. Amen.